We're out here. Weldon's the day before his 62nd birthday, January the 7th, 2011. And me and Carter want to hear a story that I've heard a few times. He had experience going down the Mississippi River in 1969, the year I was born.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, I was about 19, 20. I had a shop 733 Bourbon Street called the House of the Rising Sun. And it was summer of love or thereafter, and I was there on the front line. And at the time I was on the front line with this lady girl that was a model and a fashion designer and everything. We'd lived together, hadn't been apart, not none at all, for a year and a half. I mean, we was dying right there. And I'd been reading everything, and I'd read Mark Twain so damn many times, you know, and Huck Finn, the whole damn thing, and I'd been up and down that river and rode horses on there. Anyway, I went to St. Louis, more money than sense. And that was more than $3.98 like now, but...
When did you drive up there?
Shit.
Bourbon?
No, this was 1969. We was down there on Bourbon Street, and we wanted to be in St. Louis. No, it was just astral travel. Yeah. Hell, I don't even know how I got there. Got St. Louis more money than sense, so bought this 17-foot Grumman. Been reading Mark Twain, Huckleberry Finn, studying the river all my life. Bought this canoe and took this fashion model girlfriend I was so in love with. She told me all about her canoeing experience and everything, but when we slid that canoe under that arch here in St. Louis on that sun-up morning, you know, she needed to get up there. And the river about a mile wide, about half a foot of stage. We ain't even got to the middle of the river. I mean, I like to make girls squeal, but you ain't never heard such shit. Get to the middle of the river, and the truth comes out about her canoeing experience. Well, we didn't get out of the river for, I think it's about 2 or 3 weeks.
Figured out what she was in.
It rained, everything got wet. Rivers at flood stage is a mile and a half wide, little houses, and of course, the barges is coming by one right after another, you know, and making them 6 and 8 foot waves. I had her pretty ass sitting up there in the front. I had that 17-foot aluminum Grumman. Woo, baby. I come from bronc riding background. So anyway, first town we got to is a week or 2 or 3 later. Man, she jumped out of that canoe and took off up, well, she laid some licks on me first, but she took off up the side of the levee and said, "You crazy son of a bitch, you can get in that canoe and go anywhere you want to, but I'm going back to St. Louis. I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to paint my toenails, and I'm going to say, to hell with you." Left me standing with her coattails flying. Been together a year and a half. I turned around and I said, well, oh, hell yeah. Talk to her. And I made a choice. I'd get back in the canoe. So I got back in the canoe, river at flood stage. I was having a big time, see. I was hunting and fishing and fooling around the banks and the islands. And I come from bronc riding background. I was just kind of, when I wasn't bronc riding, I took to canoeing for about 10 to 12 years. And, yeah. Anyway, I stayed out, I don't know, it's about another month or 2, and I ain't seen nobody. You know, I've been talking to Neptune and the River God, getting down with Mark and Huckleberry and Tom. You know, we was together in there, you know, because we'd been out for, you know, like 4 to 6 weeks. And I ain't seen nobody, ain't stopping nowhere. I was catching everything that I had. You know, I lived on what I call. I'd see people and they'd be on barges, you know, and they'd be like about that tall. So wind got in. I got down Pescaro in there and got in this damn wind. Man, damn wind blow day in, day out, day in, day out. River a mile and a half wide, flooded. So I'm slipping up through the leeward side there around the bend, you know, out of the wind. I ain't seen, heard, and talked to nobody in so long. All of a sudden, I hear a party going on up on this sandbar with all these willows. I said, oh, God dang. I didn't even have a dog with me. And so I slipped around. I knew I couldn't get around the bend, you know. So I stashed my canoe and crap up in under a log jam there and slipped around, made circles and circled it down, God, had this old man, about my age, had on a pair of shorts, had every kind of laceration and shot wound. I mean, this old son of a bitch was brown and scuffed up, and all he had was a pair of breeches and a butcher knife. And he was up inside of one of them commercial nets, like 7-9. And he was up inside there fixing it, and he was talking and carrying on to himself. There wasn't nobody there, and he was having a party. And this old black dog sitting over there, I didn't even disturb the dog when I walked up there. I walked up behind him about, like 20, 30 feet, and I said, I ain't seen nobody. I'll just go about my business. And I know I'm going to freak this adult out. I'm 6'5". I weigh 135 pounds, 140 pounds. I had on a pair of shorts and a 22 Ruger. And I'd been living in them. I'd been out for, I'd been on Bourbon Street for a couple of years, so I need to air out, and I did. So anyway, I slipped up. I knew I had him. Well, anyways, I stood there for the longest time, and he looked up and he saw me, and he comes scrambling out of that damn net right at me. I mean, like a pit bull after something. And I started to shoot him before he got out of the net, and I started to shoot him all the way, and we got to zooming together. And anyway, but he started in. I didn't get to say a word for 3 days. He started in about, God, I've been praying to Neptune for me to come back as myself again, and you're here. So we buddied up. He'd been out there too a long time. He'd been in prison for 30-something years off and on for shooting his lovers of his wives when he'd come home from the military and crap. And he was very well read. Anyway, he had a bunch of bass in there, and we pulled my canoe and stuff up out of the wind. After I finally I didn't get to say a word. I was just trying to anyway, I pull up there, and he pulls them fish out and cleans them out, and I already had a little wheel of fire going up against the log, and got this got an old pan, and he's already cooking fish. Well, I don't know about you, but in the wild, you fight or you eat, and the more you eat, the less likely you are to fight. And so he insisted I eat. I wasn't even hungry. And we ate until I was going to have to shoot him, make me, I said, I think I done. I said, Herb, I'm going to have to shoot you. I can't eat no more. And so he looked back, and so I said, Herb, they didn't even drink then. I said, Herb, said, you a drinking man? Oh, yeah, I'm a drinking man. I said, man, ain't a drinking far from here. I said, there's one, I think it's 68 miles over there, and we'd have to go down here. It's on a boat, and they can't get up there, and they probably can't crank that son of a bitch. There just ain't no whiskey nowhere around here. I said, Herb, by God. I pulled out a fifth. Old Crow, the travel pack. I didn't even drink. Oh, hell, let me buy that for you. I said, no, Herb, it's a gift, Because I knew it was a trade item. You can trade when the money ain't going to, don't need an ass wipe that bad. But he fed me till, you don't know what the setup is. So anyway, start drinking whiskey. I hadn't had maybe one beer in my life, I wasn't drinking. I had other eating disorder. That's what it was. But I had started drinking. I wasn't drinking. I was trying to keep up with him. He ain't had a drink. And he went through that whole bottle and we got snockered. I was snockered. I couldn't stand up and do the bear dance. I couldn't do the knee waltz or nothing. I was drunk. Well, one thing goes to another, and we hike about 2 or 3 miles up the levee there. And on the other side, he's got this old 40-something Chevy, I think it was. They had most of it. He had the frame and part of the hood. The cab was on there. Had 2 bucket seats, 5 gallons, and so we get in this rod, and we take out across the fields and jump in levees and ditches about 12, 15 miles. We got to go to his summer home. Well, we get up to his summer home. Am I got time to tell on there? We get up to his summer home, and what it amounts to is about 8 by 10, 6 by 8, 8 by 10, something. plywood box out of drift